friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be me talking about a few series that I won't be collecting, or probably won't be collecting. I never know. I never say never or that I'm not gonna do something, because you never know. These are just a few series that I think for the foreseeable future I won't be adding to my collection, and just in the direction that I see my collection going, I don't see these series being a part of it. So yes, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. A couple of things I want to mention. For one, please excuse the background noise. If you can hear that, I'm going to try to edit it out as much as possible and put music over. But if you can still hear it, I apologize. I really needed to film today. Second, I have been sick. All last week I was pretty sick, and I ended up losing my voice, and it's still kind of not 100% back, but I needed to film because over the weekend and the beginning of next week, I'm just not going to be able to really make any content. I'm going to be a bit busy, so I just wanted to get this video out and recorded, so apologies for the not the best filming conditions for this video. But with that, actually, my drink first. I have some warm coffee here, so hopefully I can make it through this video without sounding absolutely horrible by the end. But yeah, just a warm cup of coffee here. So yeah, now we will go ahead and get into it. So the first series is One Piece, and this one is purely because of the length of the series, and it is still ongoing. Volume 101 recently came out, or it might even be past that now, but last I checked it is in the hundreds now, and like I said, it's still ongoing. So I think purely because of that, I won't be adding it to my collection, just with the amount of space that I have to work with right now, and even in the years to come, when I move, it's just going to be, it's going to take up too much space, and I don't know, I think it might not even be my sort of thing. I haven't watched the anime or anything, so it might be something really amazing, but I think even then I'd really be a little bit skeptical about collecting it, just because of how much space it would take up. So yeah, that's pretty much why with One Piece, why I won't be collecting it. Kind of in that same, within that same reasoning would be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, all whatever is out of Dragon Ball right now. Again, that one is just very, very lengthy. I see people have whole bookshelves dedicated to Dragon Ball, and I mean, that's amazing. It looks awesome, but I just don't think that I will be adding that anytime soon. Maybe one day in my future ideal house, when I have my own home library, maybe, but that's that one, and One Piece are honestly series that I don't see myself collecting, just because they're not really my sort of thing. Maybe Dragon Ball is more my, more up my alley. But yeah, that's kind of the reasoning on those two. The next one is Skip Beat. So we're entering into the shoujo genre, and it was honestly, when I was thinking of shoujo series that I wouldn't collect, it was a little bit difficult, just because it's my, my favorite genre. I love shoujo and josei series, so any one that comes out, I'm pretty much oh yeah, I'll try that. But this one is because it is an ongoing series, and I think it's currently in the higher 40s volume wise, and it is still ongoing. It is an older series as well, so a few of the volumes are pretty hard to find. I do know that Viz is kind of reprinting some of the volumes in omnibus form. So some of the volumes being hard to find, that status could change as time goes on, but as of now, I don't think that I'll be adding that series to my collection just because it's a little bit longer, and yeah, that's basically it on that one. Next is a series, but I honestly think it's going to be true for this entire genre. And the series is Haikyuu. I watched the anime like at the tail end of 2022, and I absolutely loved it. I love that series so much to this day. That series has some of my favorite characters in all of anime and manga. If you've been wanting to watch a sports or get into sports anime, I really recommend Haikyuu. It's so good. And this is coming from a person who isn't really sporty, as you can probably guess by my entire, like, I don't know. My parents call me an indoor cat, and that's very true. Like, I like to be inside and I like to go out, but I'm not very athletically gifted. So yeah, so that's coming from a person who doesn't really engage in like sporty activities. I really enjoyed it. Anyhow, I won't be collecting the manga because, actually, fun fact, I had the first volume of the manga and I ended up selling that one because I started reading it after I watched the anime because I loved it, and so I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and collect the manga. And I read that first volume and I was really underwhelmed. Like, in that first volume, you don't get to see any of like the more intense games, and even then when you're just kind of seeing them like starting to like throw the ball around together, it's just you don't get that same, like, the essence of the competitiveness. That's what's so good about Haikyuu, is that it's such a competitive series that it gets you feeling like hyped up for the characters. Like, I was there like just watching the anime in my room and I was like screaming and getting like pumped up myself like I was watching a real game. You just don't get that feeling with the anime, the manga. So it is also a little bit lengthy. I think it's like 45 volumes long. So I just feel like it's got too many things against it. You're not going to get the same enjoyment, at least for me in my opinion, out of the manga, and it's also just going to take up quite a bit of space. So I think that's going to be true for other sports manga as well. So like, what is it, Blue Lock, there we go, the soccer series that is pretty popular right now. I've almost picked up the manga so many times, but I just decided I'm not going to. I'm just going to watch the anime whenever I get to it. I think the exception for me is going to be Blue Box here, because it is a sports series, but it's like a sports shoujo, so it definitely, that one is more so you're following the characters and you see a lot more of like the behind the scenes and like their at home life. You still see a lot of their activities and them going to practice, and you see their games. But whereas like a series like Haikyuu, you don't really see a lot of their at home life, like the more mundane everyday with them. You see them at practice and in their games, so it's a lot more focus on the game itself, whereas that one is not, it's not like that. It's more, it definitely leans more shoujo. So I think that will be the exception, in any series that decides to go that same direction, I will probably make the exception for those. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I didn't enjoy Haikyuu as much in manga form. I much preferred it in anime. But the last one is, actually, it's kind of like a few different series. So the like ginormous hardcover volumes like Berserk, Hellsing, and Blade of the Immortal. Those series, oh, also Trigun is coming out in those big, they're beautiful. Honestly, I have felt them in person. The deluxe hardcovers published by Dark Horse. They're amazing. They're such good quality. However, I just think the reading experience with those is going to be not great. I like to bring like my manga with me if I'm going somewhere. I want to have the option to bring them with me, and like nothing's stopping me from bringing one of those volumes with me, but it's just so big and like clunky that I'm not gonna want to. That said, out of those three, I'm interested in Blade of the Immortal, so I could see myself possibly adding that series into my collection at some point when I have a little bit more shelf space to work with. But yeah, I just think that the reading experience on those, you're gonna be limited to read them like at a table where you can set the book down and like where you don't have to hold it. So that is the reason on those, which kind of sounds like a silly reason, but it's valid to me. Let me know if you kind of also have that perspective on it. But yes, that is everything that I wanted to talk about today. Let me know if you agree with me on some of these, or if you're like, no, you know what, Celine, give this a chance. You need to collect this at some point. Let me know. Or if you have any other series that you won't be collecting, let me know so I can take a read at that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're still here, thank you for bearing with me with the background noise and my like torn up voice right now. Hopefully next week's video I should be hopefully all better and with my voice completely back. But yes, I hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Friday. And the background noise is starting again. Okay, I need to wrap this up. Yeah, have a great rest of your Friday or whatever day you are watching this. And I will see you guys next week. Bye guys. I'm waiting. My hair is not cooperating with me. Will be this series here, Blue Box. I talked about this one in another video, but it's super cute.